welcome you to our Action Zone Wrestling Studios here in Mapunapuna as you are in the zone. AZW's brand new show, a wrestling roundtable of sorts, every Friday at 12:30 right here on Olelo. Basically, if it's your first time seeing the show, anything pro wrestling, if you're a pro wrestling enthusiast and purist, you're going to hear it right here on In the Zone. I'm joined by three guys very familiar with the Hawaii pro wrestling scene. Let's start on the end right here. Former AZW Tag Team Champion, also former AZW Heavyweight Champion. He is Sabaki. Sabaki, thanks for joining us tonight.
Happy Friday, folks.
To his left, a current and the first ever three-time AZW Tag Team Champion, over 10-year veteran in the Hawaii pro wrestling scene. He is Kaimana. What's up, Kaimana?
Hi, folks.
And of course, the owner and the operator, the big boss here for Action Zone Wrestling. He is Dangerous Daryl Bonilla, DDB.
Hey, how you guys doing, man?
All right, congratulations, guys. Thanks for joining us here, 12:30 on a Friday, and let's get right into it. Now, we'll start off with you, DDB, that, of course, Action Zone Wrestling may be certainly a new organization for those of you who don't follow it, but a lot of people don't know is that there are a lot of different pro wrestling scenes that came through before Action Zone Wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. AZW, we're gearing up to our 6th year. We started in 2005. But yeah, there's been a lot of promotions. When I first got started, I joined up with Lars Anderson's World League Wrestling, WOW, which was kind of like an offshoot of the Maivia's Polynesian Pacific Pro Wrestling, which was also like an offshoot of the 58 State Wrestling from back in the days with Lord James Blears and such and such. So yeah, I remember WOW was one, and since then we've seen a lot of promotions. Maybe within the last 10 years, the two that kind of popped up besides AZW that kind of had a little bit more staying power than some of the others were like HCW, which we've all been a part of, and also NWA Hawaii was another one too.
And certainly these two guys have been very familiar with the pro wrestling scene in the 808, and both of you guys have been through numerous organizations here in Hawaii. Let's start off with you, Sabaki.
Well, I pretty much started with HCW, Hawaii Championship Wrestling, I think. And I mean, pretty much it's just been that and NWA Hawaii or IXWF or whatever they were called. So it's pretty much just been those two and now with AZW.
How did you make your way from those two over to Action Zone Wrestling?
I don't know. I just ended up over here. I mean, I just wrestled, at that time, I just wrestled for the company. If there was some kind of merger or something like that, I was at the next place, and then I was at the next place.
What's the best organization that you've wrestled for in your career so far?
Easily AZW.
That's the right answer. That's what we like here on In the Zone. Kaimana's wrestled all over the world, really, in the continental United States, overseas, in Japan. Kaimana, how did you make your way over to Action Zone Wrestling?
Well, our other league, well, put it this way. Like Monday Night Raw, Wars was like WCW and then WWE. HCW is more WCW where they just toss cash to everybody, just trying to get the big wigs and stuff like that. But just like what happened to WCW, it went downhill. So, I tried to talk to DDB and said, can we do like a one thing where, we just for one time we just wrestle and stuff like that? Then he's like, yeah, sure. So we tried it, and after it, I was like, the hell with HCW. I'm going with AZW.
Action Zone Wrestling is coming up on its 6th birthday in just about a month, and DDB has been there for the entire ride, all 6 years in Action Zone Wrestling, and the only really remaining promotion here in Hawaii. DDB, I got to ask you, all these other organizations kind of failed and dropped. What was the reasoning for all that?
I don't know. There's a lot of reasons, and it always starts from the top. I always say, and just like with AZW, like if I get all the credit, if this fails or anything, if it's a bad show, I take all the blame as well. But I think a lot of them had the potential, and that's the problem, and that's kind of the sad thing. Even you see it in today's wrestling with TNA, even with WWE, where it's like so much lost potential. And I think, like with WOW, it really wasn't a promotion at that point. It was just kind of Lars Anderson had the library of Polynesian wrestling, and he just was showing old clips, and he was just promoting interviews, and they just did one show a year. So that really wasn't nothing. And then it wasn't until like NWA Hawaii, until we formed NWA Hawaii, that things kind of picked up some steam, and we kind of built a really good following. And then I think NWA Hawaii, same thing, just different people had different ideas, people clashed, and we're all people in charge, and then they just had the wrong priorities. They had themselves first, not the promotion, and that faltered. HCW, that was another one that really had a lot of potential. I mean, when we were all there from the beginning, man, it just skyrocketed. It was just like, literally like that. But I think once we got to that big show, we did a big show with Japan involved, with Jushin Thunder Liger, Tiger Mask, Masachono, all legit guys, you know what I mean? And that was like the apex, I guess. That was like the climax, I guess you could say, for HCW, because there was no real follow through. I mean, they came in, took all the belts, left us with nothing in return.
Yeah.
We got no publicity when things were going on in Japan. So it's like, yeah, great. Japan was here, and that's good if they're talking about it in Japan. But here in Hawaii, nobody was talking about it, and we were trying to put on shows with no heavyweight title and no tag team title or anything like that. So it was really difficult. And like Kaimana mentioned, it was just a matter of like people just throwing money at names and kind of forgetting that at the same time, the names are great for like a one-time only, but eventually they're going to be gone. And all you're going to be left with is your homegrown talent. And if you treat your homegrown talent like they're nobodies and they're not at anybody's level, then why should the fans care? And I think that's what happened. And I think that's, after a while, things started just faltering. And when I started AZW, my goal was never to take the other promotions out of business. And everybody can tell you that wrestle for me. Like I always said, don't worry, let them do their thing, we do our thing, and all we gotta do is focus on what we're doing. We cannot worry about what they're doing, because we cannot control that. We can only control what we're doing. And that's what we did. You know, we had this philosophy of just focusing on AZW, homegrown talent, focus on us, and focus on AZW, and never insult the fans, you know what I mean?
For both of you, you guys worked with under different promoters. What are the difference between the promoters that you worked under before and this guy right here, DDB?
And pretend I'm not here.
Sabaki, you want to take this one?
Well, there's more interaction. I mean, my experience with HCW is, I mean, you just see these guys maybe, you know, just at the show, you didn't really know what was going on. You know, there was no real training facility or anything like that. It was just you show up at the show, you wrestle, and that was pretty much it, you know? So, I mean, again, just kind of going in blind, but now, I mean, it's just more organized. We get to see each other, you know, a little more often, maybe a little more than we'd like to, but that's pretty much it.
Which is
What do you
true.
mean by that? More than you like to. Come on. How about you, Kai?
Well, it's like what Sabaki said, like the promoters, they'd bring in all these big wigs and stuff like that, and all the local talent would just job. They would just lose, and how's gonna bring like the local following? Like I remember, I'm not trying to blow myself up here, but I remember facing Kensuke Sasaki, and we had the last match at a Blaisdell show. And then I had like all the fans cheering like Kaimana, 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 and next thing you know, job 1, 2, 3. All the fans boo, and they just left, and I'm just like, great, I'm here bleeding, while the Japanese guy takes the belt away, and then it sucks because like, how are you gonna build your local talent for people to really invest or care about when he jobs? You know, I don't really care if I win or lose, but then to me, it's just like, it's disappointing to really like, for the fans, sucks. But with DDB, it's good because there is like, he's there, he knows the inside and outside. You know, like he's been a wrestler, so it's cool.
So for DDB, like, what is it going to take and to make a successful promotion here in Hawaii?
I think you got to work with your means. Don't, if you're small budget, then work small budget. I mean, I think the problem with HCW, it tried to be bigger than it was before it was that. You know what I mean? So it's like for AZW, we work within our means. So if we work with a certain budget, that's what we're working with. And at the same time, we always strive with each show to get better and better. And we're never like cocky or complacent about, okay, oh, that was like our biggest crowd. We're done. Oh, we're set. It's like, no, how can we make the next show even better? You know what I mean? Because you know, the next show might not be the same crowd. You're not going to always have the same crowd. You might have a show that's not really as good as the show prior. So all we got to do is keep improving, keep doing what we do, and just hope that, you know, what we're doing is enough for the fans to keep them coming around and keep them happy. And like I say, we just got to be what we are and not try to be anything else.
And certainly all of that has equated to AZW lasting for 6 long years here in the 808. And you know, you mentioned Kensuke Sasaki. Not a lot of people know about this, but a lot of big-time wrestlers have come not just through Hawaii, but Action Zone Wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, our very first show, we had Jamie Noble, who everybody might know, or, you know, from WWE and WCW, and also AJ Styles, who everybody can see every week now on TNA. And they had the first ever match between the two of them here in Hawaii in AZW. So yeah, so we've had them. We've had Dragon Gate has been a part of our shows. We've also had
Teddy
Super
Hart.
Hentai, Teddy Hart, M-Dog, who's now a participant on Tough Enough, you know, with WWE. So yeah, we've had quite a few. Larry Sweeney, Sweet and Sour, Delirious. Yeah, it's crazy. We've had a lot.
Kaimana and Sabaki, who have you really kind of worked with in the ring? Big name guys that a lot of people, wrestling fans would know.
The only one that really comes first is Samoa Joe. That guy's stiff, man, in the ring. But
I don't think you can say that on TV.
Well, not that kind of way.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
But you know, like
in a different way.
there's like stiff and snug, but he liked to play more stiff, which is cool because it kind of wakes me up. So it's good. And then afterwards, I got to work Teddy Hart.
What are the moments like that in the ring working with two?
I'm serious, dude.
Was it really that bad with Teddy Hart?
No, with Teddy Hart, like we'll go over. This is the thing. We go over the whole match beginning, and then afterwards, once I step out, the first thing he does is a damn moonsault, and I'm like, dude, we didn't even practice this. And then afterwards, like we just go on with the match, and then, you know, I'm just like, okay, cool, match is over. He gives me his finisher, and then I go in the back, and then Bret Hart comes to me and he's like, hey, how's my nephew? I'm like, oh, he's all right, he's cool. He's a very talented kid. Then he's just like, right on. Great match, brother. I'm like, all right, cool, thanks. I'm like, dude, that was Bret Hart, man. Because I idolized him too, you know. He's like, you know, the best there is, the best there is, the best there ever will be, so.
Was Samoa Joe the best match you ever wrestled?
Probably not, because I think I stank up the joint.
Oh, come on, really?
No, I'm serious, because I was so nervous, and I just felt like passing out, and I'm just like, damn, too bad I can't really accommodate him, because I was just like a fan, just being there with him. Then he kicked my ass, and I'm like, okay, out comes the fan, here comes Kaimana. So.
Sabaki, have you worked with anyone or met face to face with anyone, big time superstars that we may know?
Well, again, probably the biggest name was, which I've mentioned in the last show. You can watch the last show on Olelo on demand. But it's Tako Michinoku. You know, again, first year into it, I get to wrestle one of the guys I idolize. Right. But then again, I also have a Teddy Hart story as well.
Oh,
and, please share.
Yeah, oddly, everything worked out perfect. He showed up.
Really? So it was a total opposite of what Kaimana went through?
Yeah, pretty much. He showed up. He had to go all the way back to Waikiki to get his shoes. I think he came back, and then he had to go all the way back to Waikiki to get, like, elbow pads.
Wait, doesn't he dress in gimmick, though? I remember, like, we was at the...
Yeah, he showed up to the training.
We was at the airport, and the guy's in gimmick, like, full wrestling gear. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? Then we go to the bar, and he's in full wrestling gear. I'm like, what is he? What does he think he is?
When he came to AZW, right, we were training, and we were outdoors. And sure enough, he pulled up, and he starts yelling at us. Look at all you fake wrestlers. I'm just kidding. And he comes out, he's got glitter all over his body. He's got his little colorful vest on. His hair's all spiked up with rubber bands in him and Twizzlers and whatever. And yeah, he was totally in, and he told us a story, literally, for like an hour. He just rambled on about everybody and anything. But I got credit from other promoters that I was one of the few promoters that actually had Teddy Hart actually show up, wrestle his match, and leave without incident. But, you know, getting him there was an adventure in itself.
Wait, didn't he leave with incident? Didn't he throw up in a ring?
Almost, yeah, he almost threw up in a ring.
Gosh.
Like, after wrestling about 2 minutes, he threw up, and then he did a heartfelt promo at the end, and then as he was doing the promo, you know, he's like, I'd like to thank all the fans, you know, I love you from the bottom. And then he had to kind of go back to the curtain and stuff.
Actually, he did a heartfelt promo once again when we first met him. You know, I think he was talking for about 20 minutes.
And then afterwards, he goes back in the van. And he's like, "Hey, anybody want some weed?" It's like, dude.
Oh my God.
And he always gets injured. That's his thing too. Like
his thumb,
this time was his thumb.
Pinky.
He hurt his thumb
It's
doing a
always
shooting
that.
star press. Like, how do you hurt your thumb doing a shooting star press? But
I remember kicking him in the back of the head. He's like, "Brother, don't do that."
Jeff
You know?
Cobb does shooting star presses.
Yeah.
He's never broke his thumb.
Yeah.
Kicked him in the back of the head. I'm like, "Hey, brother, don't do that." I'm like, "Why?" So like, "Oh, cause my uncle got a concussion." Bret Hart, I'll do it one more time. Bam.
Yes. As a promoter, how do you deal with wrestlers who are kind of outrageous of sorts?
Anybody knows me, I deal with everybody straight up. So they know. So the thing with Teddy Hart was, like, I didn't invite Teddy Hart to AZW. He called me up and said, "Hey man, I'm gonna fly to AZW and I'm gonna open up a training school in Hawaii. Can I wrestle for you for free?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Sure, let me think about it. You wanna wrestle for free? Because that was a serious offer, by the way. And so he came in.
He must have been.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that to me, if you're gonna be serious and make that kind of offer to me, you're gonna wrestle in AZW. So I let him wrestle, and we had like a backup plan already in place. Like we were all like prepared that he wasn't gonna show up, so we didn't even care. Like we weren't even nervous that it was like 10 minutes before showtime and he was still looking for his boots. So yeah, I mean, I just do it everybody straight up. So, but he was the only one that, like, there was no real incident except the fact that he's Teddy Hart. But everybody I've dealt with in AZW, the guest performers have all gone smoothly. I have nothing bad to say about any of them, and I hope they have nothing bad to say about me, because it went smoothly, and they all came with the right attitude. Of course, they want to do good for themselves. They want a vacation here in Hawaii, but they also want to leave and they want to help AZW. And to me, that's what is important, is if you come in here, you're coming here to help AZW too. It's like, you can do your thing, but when you leave, it's got to help you, help us, and it benefits everybody. You know what I mean? So, yeah, everybody's been great. Like, no complaints.
Much like in sports, Hawaii has been a hotbed for numerous sports, baseball, football, what have you, but pro wrestling certainly has to be up there as well. Of course, WrestleMania coming up in just a little bit for the WWE. AZW does not have an official Hall of Fame of its own. The WWE has one, and some may say that that Hall of Fame may be a joke with the wrestlers that they induct. So if the four of us were to induct maybe a Mount Rushmore or a AZW Hall of Fame, local talent here in Hawaii Pro Wrestling, who do we induct in that? Or who do we chisel out of the mountain and make that first face on that Mount Rushmore?
In general?
In general.
Generally speaking, in Hawaii.
Yes.
Ricky Steamboat?
No, not Ricky Steamboat.
Okay.
You gotta clarify the myth about Ricky Steamboat in case all of you didn't see the last episode of In the Zone.
Ricky Steamboat, greatest wrestler of all time, probably the top 5 wrestlers of all time, but he's not from Hawaii. But that's it. That's it.
Yeah, he's not from Hawaii. But he was built from Hawaii because he looks like
Sammy Steamboat.
His family's from Hawaii, just not him.
Yeah.
Would you induct his family into the Hall of Fame?
And why not?
Why
You got
not?
Drew
Drew
Carey
Carey
in the
in
Hall of Fame.
I don't know, in Hawaii wrestling, let's see.
Wait, is Don Morocco from here? Because if he's here,
He's
I
from
would
here.
induct
Yeah,
him.
Don Morocco's from here.
I would induct
Yeah,
him.
and I put Don Morocco over there.
Yeah.
And
What about the other guy?
I'll put Leah Maivia.
Not him, brother.
Which other guy?
Drinking.
Oh, Teddy Hart.
Hey, every time I see you like that, you little bird. That dude.
I don't know who
Who
you're
are
talking
you,
about.
who are you talking
You
about?
just referenced like half the guys that we started in wrestling with.
You just
Come on,
referenced you
initials.
before this taping.
In who shows?
Initials.
In
Sorry,
Playing
inside
like 20
joke. I'm sorry,
questions here
inside
now.
we
joke.
lost about half the audience right now.
Inside joke. I'm sorry. I'm cutting
They're
it
not
out.
talking
they're
about anybody we
talking
know
about.
about. Chick
It's
click.
like all the other former wrestlers like, they're talking about me, brother.
I think for us, I think like right now, I mean, you could put these two guys on AZW one. I mean,
Kaimana's been around a long time. I mean,
but
he started when he was
12. So you know what I mean. But
You know, he started when he was like.
Well,
right
I
out of high
started,
school, right?
when I first started, there was a kid that came up to me and he's like, you know, I'm a really big fan. And he's like, I want to be a professional wrestler. I'm like, hey, go ahead, kid, you do your thing. Come to find out, that was Hulk Hogan. I'm like, dude, Hulk Hogan is a big fan of me.
Now, you two have wrestled, you know, you guys travel a lot. What's the travel like here? You all right?
I'm joking.
What's been the travel like as a wrestler? First off, why be a wrestler? You know, people see the punishments you guys take in the ring, and why put your bodies through that?
For me, I like the entertainment.
Yeah.
I like the balance of sports and the entertainment. I mean, because
Yeah.
that's two of my favorite things. So I like working in front of a live crowd, and I like the physicality of professional wrestling. I really do. Like I like, you know, getting kicked and punched and chopped and slammed
True.
and DDT'd on the concrete floor by Lone Wolf Animal. I enjoy all that stuff. You know, no, I really do. I mean,
I enjoy it. I mean, and if I'm a bad guy, I love
getting my butt kicked and looking like a fool and everything.
I just enjoy the live interaction with the crowd. Yeah.
Before you become into wrestling or stuff like that, you're a fan. So, of course, I was a big fan. And then, I don't know, it's just like what DDB said. You just get into the moment. Like, just the whole, I don't know how to explain, but it's like, you know, like a male soap opera. You know, you go up and down and stuff like that. It's cool, but not only that, when you have like a really bad day, you get to take it out on somebody and not go to jail. So, it's cool.
Sabaki?
Well, actually, for me, again, I was a fan, and then, you know, it kind of dies out, but then I finally watched my first show, and my first thoughts were, I can be way better than these guys. And honestly, that's what it was.
And I was probably on that show, so
He was.
I did suck back then.
Oh yeah, even like if you look at stuff like from maybe 5 years, 6 years ago to now, I mean, you can see the difference in everything we've done. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it's a joke and stuff like that. So we still growing, we're still growing.
My first tape, if you see me, I'm like a crack addict raven. It's like a skinny kid with jeans and like a jerk. You know how Rocky Maivia had his hair?
Yeah,
the chia
yeah.
pet? That's what I had going on. I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is cool. And I'm just like, looked at it now. I'm like, damn, that sucks.
And I think you actually borrowed Brendan's shirt back then, right? Didn't you have one of those
I'm pretty
sexy
sure.
shirts?
I probably did. Brendan and Suncoast Davey. I don't know.
One of the inside jokes, always a great thing out in the zone.
Absolutely, man.
Now, you two, when you guys wrestle here in Hawaii, what are the fans like here as opposed to where you wrestle maybe overseas or so?
Best fans ever.
Simply put, they're the best fans ever.
In general?
Yeah. I mean, I think the thing about this fans is...
Are they more hostile? Are they?
No, actually, the thing I like about Hawaii fans is that they're, for the most part, very loyal. If they hate you, they boo you, and they just like, they probably a lot of, you know, just hate the guts out of you. And then afterwards, if they love you, they'll slap your hands, you know, take pictures of, like, if you're on the rope ready to do the shooting star press, take pictures of your ass if you're Mr. Athletic. So.
And plus, too, I mean, in AZW, the thing is that
They respect what we do, so we don't have to go out there and hit each other with barbed wire bats or
cut each other with forks or anything like that.
to get a reaction.
Yeah, we don't have to
You know
be
what I mean? And that's one of the
extreme.
things even the guest wrestlers, they've always complimented the AZW fans about, is that they can come here and just wrestle and not worrying about killing themselves for a reaction. And that's what's great about the AZW fans. I mean,
You got fans that come in there like, this is one fan that just screams
really loud. I mean, she's like passionate. It's crazy.
Yeah, she's there every single
Absolutely.
show,
And
she
that's
does-
passionate. And then you have the laughing fans that just, they laugh and they cackle.
Yep.
It's awesome.
You get a little bit of everything.
Yep. It's kind of a.
I've actually had a fan run in the ring and save me.
Absolutely.
Really? When was this?
I don't remember when, but all I know, I was getting my butt kicked, and next thing I know, there was somebody on my back protecting me, and it was a fan.
And a masked fan, nonetheless. Yeah, it was a Halloween hangover show.
And he came dressed up as a luchador. And sure, yeah, he came in and he covered Sabaki. And,
Is it a
and
big
he
guy, a
finished
small
Sabaki.
guy?
Really small guy, real
Wow.
tiny.
So was Rage.
It's tall.
Yeah, no, Rage is there. Rage was about to come in. But he never
turn?
know. He thought that
Right,
was...
my turn?
Yeah.
Did senior official Richard Hamasaki do anything?
That was before Richard's time.
wow, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah, so...
He would have picked up that kid with one hand and just
Yeah.
threw him out of the ring, and it would have been over.
All right, guys, we'll end it on this. You can pick any wrestler that you want to face in a dream match in Action Zone Wrestling. Who does it be? One wrestler, any era, any time.
Trish Stratus.
Okay.
Oh, wait, seriously? The Rock.
The Rock, all right.
Yeah.
Do you like the new, not necessarily a new character, but you like this resurgence that he has on WWE now?
You know what? I like The Rock when he.
The Nation Rock.
No, I like The Rock when he, the tattooed, Polynesian tattoo Rock, when he was just like a gimmicky, just real funny,
yeah,
doing
yeah.
the, you know,
With
doing the
Hurricane
guitar.
and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
That's The Rock I like.
I think for me, my dream match, I don't know, probably like,
Because I don't consider myself like some technician. So I would love to be in a ring with like one of the really, really greats, you know what I mean? So like, you know, like a Ricky Steamboat or real
technically sound. So like, if
if you can survive that, then
you did okay. But as far as like just full on debauchery, just I know I could have some fun with, like just going
Chris Jericho.
Oh,
Just so I
that would be my second.
Just so I
dream.
could like
go toe to toe with him on the mic and then go in the ring and just have some fun.
Thanks,
with it.
Chris. Thanks for my three days of not sleeping because I was reading your damn book.
Sabaki?
And I was waiting for you to be on Dancing with the Stars.
Well, it might sound weird, but I would love to wrestle myself in a mirror match somehow.
That'll be an AZW first.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm a huge like critic of myself. So I mean, I can imagine what I would say to myself after a match.
You suck.
I mean, it could be, you know. But as far as like say wrestlers, you know, I mean in general,
In general.
I'd probably go with Jushin Thunder Liger from New Japan. I think he's the best wrestler ever.
He's great.
he is. Kaimana got to wrestle him.
And he's snug.
And I thought I could do a better job than Kaimana at the time.
Yeah,
and I started
I
wrestling.
think you could have.
What does snug mean?
Just like stiff is more hard, like it's like 80%.
You're hurting the guy, but you're not trying to kill
Yeah.
the guy.
Okay.
There's some guys that just kill you.
Anyway, that's going to do it here on In the Zone. They mentioned the fans. You can be a fan as well. Make sure you check out AZW On Demand. Just log on to olelo.org. You can check out Olelo On Demand. Check out the previous AZW shows, and hopefully we'll see you at our next event. Special thank you out to the terrific women and men of our Olelo crew here in Mapunapuna. Make sure you check out olelo.org. So for Sabaki, Kaimana, and DDB, Felipe Ojastro saying good evening, or good afternoon, I should say. We'll see you next Friday, 12:30 in The Zone.
In general.